Welcome back. Now we'll talk about Carly Lloyd now. She's really happy, to be coming to England. When I heard the news, Manchester City website, I saw it, I was like, okay, now what's happening? I mean, you hardly, have Americans actually leaving the US and want to come to Europe and play football because the league is really solid.
Yes.
For her to have actually made that move, I mean, she's World Player of the Year twice now, back-to-back, 2015, 2016.
Amazing player.
I mean, so it's like Manchester City actually flexing their muscles. They're telling everyone that, look, we can actually get not just the best players for the male team, we can also get that for the female team.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Carly Lloyd right now has to be my favorite woman female player.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It used to be Mia Hamm back in the days, but it's Carly Lloyd now. That's because she's really good. I mean, I remember that 13-minute hat-trick in the World Cup final. That was in 2015. I mean, I'll never forget that day. She's an amazing player, and it's good to see her, come to England to play for the champions, Manchester City women. And she's also given a very, obvious reason of why she's decided to make that move, and that's because she wants to play in the Champions League. I mean, yeah, for the men, the Champions League is the apex of club competition in the world. It's the same thing for the ladies as well, too. So it's a good move. I'm looking forward to seeing how she's going to adapt to a totally different league from what they have, what is obtainable in America. So good move for her. Saoirse Shola is going to China. Carly Lloyd is coming to England. I mean, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Asia and Europe. You just listen to Carly Lloyd now, how excited she is. She just can't wait to meet her teammates. 34, she's still really playing well and playing strong.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. Just looking forward to starting up, meeting teammates, and just really thrilled. Honestly, this is a unique opportunity, and couldn't be any prouder to be part of the club here in Manchester, and just looking forward to kicking off. Well, I think for me, throughout my career, I'm always looking for different challenges. I always want to continue to get better and look for ways where I'm going to be able to push my game, and I think coming over here and being part of City is going to do that. I think it's definitely an unbelievable opportunity to be able to compete in the Spring Series, the FA Cup, and most importantly, the big Champions League. I want to make a huge wave. I know that the Champions League is big, and I hope to be playing in a Champions League final. That's first and foremost.
That's a big one, the Champions League. That's the one she's talking about, the FA Cup. Remember, Saoirse Shola won the FA Cup with the Arsenal ladies last season, 2016. Of course, the club she's joining are actually the Chinese Women's Super League. They are the champions. They won the title October 2016, talking about Jialan Guangjian. So she's from a champions club to another champions club.
So would you cut her some slack now?
Yeah, of course. No, of course. No,
it's not so bad playing in China after all.
It's not so bad. The good thing is she's actually joining the current champions. So it tells you a whole lot that these ladies are moving to actually join those clubs that are really ready, not just to flex the money, flex the muscle, and also be able to compete for titles. So it's more like you have a huge responsibility on you, because the clubs you're joining are not just middle table team. The teams are up there, and you obviously want to add your own contribution, and the pressure will be on you to actually bring out your best, especially when you've been named BBC Player of the Year,
African Player of the Year,
and all that. So you're coming from the backs of winning, so you're going to bring in a whole lot.
For me, Celia, just to round up on this particular move for Shola, I think it's a win-win situation for best of both worlds. Usually when players move, they usually get an increase in salary.
Of course, we know that.
And add that to the fact that she'll be playing in a very decent
competitive league
as well. So, I mean, she can lose.
Yeah, she can lose, but I'm going to be playing the Champions League, Okay, now, especially when Arsenal get to play the Champions League. I mean the Arsenal ladies, not the guys, not the 5-1 bashing.
Not the guys. The guys are out already. Let's talk about this one now, Cecilia. Brain damage in soccer, in football. Before people get mad at me out there, we call it football on the side of the world. I mean, we know in the National Football League, in American football, it is quite rampant brain damage, but in football as well, it seems the scientists have been working, and they've got a bit of evidence to show that brain damage actually exists in soccer players as well.
Yeah, and with time, it actually causes a loss of memory. That's what they're coming up with now. So there's actually this US laboratory, that decides to, carry out this, and they now understand that, look, what they published in the journal of a particular neurological book is that it's not just the NFL players that it affects only, but also those who play football. So it's a kind of a long process when you're constantly receiving knocks, heading the ball, colliding with other players on the field of play. That also, with time, it happens. But we don't really have, it's not as rampant as it is when we talked about NFL and other leagues and all that.
Especially
but
the NFL.
To okay, there's some former players that they've seen that have these issues, and they decide to start carrying out those kind of...
and football is not a full contact sport. Unlike it's a minimal contact sport, unlike the NFL, unlike boxing where
also where you have this really
that's what you do. You're trying to knock someone out. So it's not too serious, but obviously they still need to do a lot of research
on it,
on this particular issue. We've seen 2 incidents this season involving Ryan Mason. Out of clash, I think it was Gary Cahill. We know what happened. He had to do emergency surgery. And we saw Hector Bellerin as well too. His wasn't that serious, but those are the kind of issues we've seen in football that tells us scientists surely have to research this particular matter. And I like it a lot. It is very needed at this point in time. Let's listen to the scientists. They've been speaking on concussion and brain damage in football players.
In your brain, you've got grey matter, which is basically the neurons, and the white matter, which is the wires between the neurons. And some of the white matter is torn. That's very distinctive for CTE. It's very distinctive. The other type of pathology is around the blood vessels. Going throughout your brain, you've got lots of tiny blood